What do you think is going to be your greatest challenge and your greatest opportunity for the November elections, for the general election?
Greatest challenge and opportunity for the elections? Greatest challenge continues to be, strategically or issue-wise?
Issue-wise.
Issue-wise? It's an interesting question. We're doing relatively well, so I feel pretty good about the way things are going. But the challenges that I see are going to continue to be communicating in a direct fashion the issues that we've laid out here in a context late in the election when undecided voters are getting to them. I mean, Missouri needs to change. Okay, you can't turn down $1 billion of federal health care money. You can't cut benefits to 400,000 people. You can't have 750,000 people without insurance. You can't sell away the Student Higher Education Loan Authority, making college more expensive and pass on debt to folks. You got to have a clear plan for how we're going to deliver government services in a more efficient and effective way for the public. And the challenge to communicate that to people who are very, very busy in their lives, who are not focused on politics, but are instead focused on the gas pump and the price of food. That's a challenge in politics today. There's a great deal of cynicism out there about what politicians say and what they do, and the real challenge for me is to and the luckiness I have is I have 22 years of public service record to stand on, and I think people understand and appreciate when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, and that when I get up in the morning and I work very, very hard each and every day. I think that all signs point to my willingness to work hard and to listen and to move the state forward. But I think breaking through to people through that cynicism and having them truly understand that government really can, working with them, help us as a fulcrum for change to make things better is a huge challenge out there with the cynicism going on. As far as the opportunity, I mean, it's been very great to be Attorney General of the state of Missouri for 16 years. No doubt about it. I've enjoyed every minute of the office. But it's going to be a great opportunity to leave a whole bunch of those lawsuits and cases and all that stuff over there in the Supreme Court building, and get over here to managing stuff and leading and get into the policy stuff. I mean, I won't be, it's just a great opportunity to not be constricted by the difference between, in essence, the plaintiffs and the defendants, and instead be able to be for the general good. And in that context, I would think that I think there's been far too much focus in Jeff City on politics, not on policy, far too much on politics, not on opportunity, far too much partisan bickering that we see. And I hope to be a person who, with my experience and years of service, will be able to bring people together. So I think my opportunity is to bring people together. Jorge.
How do Missouri's ethnic communities fit into your plan for making the state more competitive as well?
First of all, we got a great and growing ethnic community in the state. Both the African American businesses, the Hispanic businesses, women-owned businesses, all of those are exciting opportunities for us here in the state. We want to be a welcoming and friendly place for new startups, for all sorts of folks. We need to have a state government and a state business environment that reflects the great diversity of this state, and that includes ethnicity of all types, and we want to make sure that we are meeting our guidelines, meeting our targets, and that they are broadcasting loud and clear that Missouri is a great place to do business, a great place to open business, and we stand ready to help and assist those in ethnic and other communities that want to start and grow businesses in our state. I look forward to a continuing growing relationship with you and the other members of the Hispanic Chamber as we look towards expanding the opportunities to make sure that we move the state forward. I'm getting ready to get the hook. I get one more, two more. Yes, ma'am.
Given everything that's happened with climate legislation at the federal level and to some degree the state level, with rising energy costs, what are your feelings and plans in state energy costs?
It's a great question. I mean, first of all, we need to be a net power exporter, not an importer. We can't ever, as governor, we can't ever get behind the curve where we're having to shop to other states and other regions and other countries for our power. So we can't freeze as the demands for power increase. We got to produce power here in the heartland. And so a series of strategies to make sure that we've got enough power is important as a baseline as governor. When I'm governor and you go in a room and you turn the light switch on, it's going on, okay? If you got a company that wants to come here, we're going to have power, okay? I think it's my job to make sure that happens and to break down the barriers that would prevent that from happening that have occurred in other states, whether it's the rolling brownouts in California or the issues that have recently occurred in the state of Kansas. We will work to make sure there's power. That being said, I think there's no greater opportunity for states than in energy and energy efficiency. We have a huge capacity to get much more conservation, much more efficiency, much more, whether it's wind power, solar power, alternative energy, hydroelectric, all of this myriad of options. And you know what? The people are pushing, okay? This is not it's not coming from top down. This is coming up. I'm going to give you an example of that. Down in Christian County, where I'll happen to be relatively soon again, last election, they passed a county-wide building code, okay? Put in historical context, it would have been just about as easy to pass a code in Christian County about how you had to build your houses more energy efficient, what kind of pipe you had to use, as it would have been to pass a law down there saying you had to turn in your gun and your dog, you know? This is, I mean, if counties like that are passing county building ordinances, because the populace, it's a signal, it's a test to all of us to get out ahead of this curve, to provide more energy efficient, to provide lower heating bills by conservation, to provide options out there for folks to use the power of our tax credits, not only to have capacity, but to have the capacity for individuals to get more energy efficient furnaces, to get more energy efficient operations, all of that. We've got to cut our addiction to foreign oil, and we've got to be more conserving with the power that we are using. So both ends of it, you got to have enough power, but at the same time, from the states, many other states are doing some great things. State of Wyoming, state of Kansas, all these sorts of stuff at the state level to get that conservation, that investment piece that incents people to move forward and has them have smaller heating bills and cooling bills and whatnot. So I think that is an exciting, a very exciting area, and will be an exceptionally interesting policy area at the state level for a number of years to come. I want to thank you. I assume I'm getting the hook here. Okay. For any of you, the last piece, I mean, as you do what I'm doing and travel the state and do the things, you really realize what a great state we've got. I come from a small town just south here, DeSoto, Missouri, as mentioned before. At one point, my dad was mayor. My mom was president of the school board. My wife's father was commissioner of education in the state of Missouri. I've served 6 years in the state senate before being attorney general. I've truly enjoyed the opportunity to serve the taxpayers of the public, the state of Missouri. I hold public office and people that are in public office and public employment as folks that are serving us all. The people who work for me in the Attorney General's office and the people who will work for me at the state will share my zeal to spend your tax dollars efficiently and effectively and spend their time, energy, and effort making this state better. And we will succeed. Thank you very much.